Hey, what's happening, brother? How you doing, man?
Bruce, what's up, man?
Yes, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right, and this is another episode of Music is the Key.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
And
is. How
this
you
what's
feeling,
happening,
man?
brother? How
Hey,
you
Bruce,
doing,
before we
man?
even get started, because we
Bruce,
don't even
what's
do
up,
this.
man?
Before we get started, man, I just want to
Hey,
tell
man,
you I
I'm
love
doing
you,
all right,
brother.
and this is
It's okay. I'm gonna say it again because it was in stereo. Before we get started, I want to let you know I love you, brother, and I want you to do good in life.
I love you too, brother, and I want the same for you. I'm sorry, I had a little echo on my phone going on.
That's
I
all
was
right, man.
watching it.
It's double the love right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's double the love.
Yes, it's all love here on Music is the Key. You know, the brotherly love, community love,
Yeah.
and love of music, which reinforces all other kinds of love. So music is
Oh
the
yeah.
key, and it's a
Oh
love
yeah.
thing. It's a
Man, we're
love
gonna have a
thing.
great show today, man. Before we even get started, and I know you kick things off, man, I want to definitely, I'm gonna stop saying man so much. I watch these things a lot and I catch myself, saying things that I've reverted back to a lot of things I didn't do in radio. So I'm gonna approach this a lot like I'm approaching it as if I was in a radio station. So before we get started with this show, I want to definitely support my good friend Darlene Ortiz. You see this right here?
Hey,
Hold on, we gotta move the microphone so y'all can really see what's up. And hold on,
looks
man.
like a whole lot of power.
Yeah,
Looks like
that's
a
a lot.
whole lot of
Hold
power.
on, hold on. We gotta make sure y'all see that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So shout out to Darlene. We got the mic here. Shout out to Darlene. Darlene just had a birthday. I told her that I would definitely rock this during the show so you guys could see that. Make sure you support her. I got everything going on at the bottom of the screen. Support her at darleneortiz.com. Man, you too can buy your own merchandise. You also could catch her each and every weekend at Annie Soul. Wait a minute. Hold on. Bam. So you know
Oh,
what I'm saying? It's a family affair over here, man. Like the shirt says, man. Don't be eye candy. Be soul food.
be
Come on now.
soul food.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's right. So if you guys are ever in LA, make sure that you get out and you support, man. These are my people. And to be honest with you, man, that's why I started out the show the way I did, Bruce. A lot of times with myself, I'm a recluse, and I
Okay.
find myself, even though I'm very loving and I'm very outgoing, I am also a recluse. Um, I think it's just the creative side of me. Sometimes I get to myself when I'm trying to hear things out, and I don't really pay attention to my surroundings as much, not realizing that sometimes people need that love from me. And I experienced that over the weekend when I went to Annie's, man. Just the fact that being there and seeing people that I hadn't seen in a while, it kind of rejuvenated me and it gave me a different perspective. So that's why I started off the show telling you I love you, brother, and I wanted you to
I
know
love you too.
that you know, if I don't say that, I gotta say it because it's real, man. And shout out to Joshua White, man. All
Yes.
the loves is
Shout
right
out
here,
to
man. That's what
Josh.
we doing, man. What's up,
Yes.
Joshua? Joshua,
Yeah.
thank you for reposting. Joshua reposted us earlier today, man. So shout out to Joshua, man. Well, how you want to start off the show with the music, Bruce? Or do you have
Um,
anything you want to say before we kick it off?
well, kind of piggybacking off of what you said, I've always been a kind of, stay to myself kind of guy, still sociable, but I like to stay to myself. But this past weekend, on Saturday, uh, I was part of my first gig in a good while down at Best and Brewing in Atlanta.
I saw
Along,
some of that online, man. Just a taste. I saw
yeah,
your. I was on the Music is the Key page. For some reason, I was checking messages, and you know how you go to check a message and you make a mistake and hit a live. I was
yeah.
like, "What the hell? Oh, it's Brucey B." So
Uh,
yeah, man. How did that go?
it was real cool. It was real cool. It was myself, Peppermint Gaddy, the fearless leader of the Wax Fundamentals crew,
That's right.
um, Yamin Somali, and the host of the event was Johnny Normal. Then we had JB out there. So shout out to Johnny and everybody else
That's right.
for coming together. Shout out to Johnny for pulling us in there. And then we had JB representing with a pop-up shop. So it was really like
It was family.
It was family, man. And it was just one of those spiritually rejuvenating, moments. We was masked up. It was a very big and wide open event. So it was cool. The crowd and all the patrons, they were, feeling good, feeling the vibes. Us just feeding off of each other. We had, friends and family come through and just.
I saw y'all even had people out there dancing and having a good time too.
Yeah, man, it was really cool. It was really cool. Speaking for myself, it's like I almost forgot how that felt. You know what I mean? To be in those settings. As much as I do enjoy being by myself, or at home with my family,
yes,
as opposed to being out, there's still, two sides to us as human beings, and I need that social response and that social communication. I have a need for that. It needs to be fulfilled. You dig what I'm saying?
I sound like right then. Yes.
So it's like, so yeah, it was cool, man. I got to play some good music and kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying. You were talking about, beautiful things happening in the city of Angels out there in LA. Indeed. And it just so happened that the first record I'm going to play features who would become a very, very prominent, legendary artist. And he's originally from LA. And so featuring on this Herbie Mann LP, Windows Opened, on Atlantic Records, 1968, we have a young Roy Ayers right here, backing up Herbie Mann. I can't get that in front of the camera too well, but Roy Ayers with the pink undershirt. Herbie Mann, as some of you may know, was a jazz flautist, somebody who plays flute, and he released many records in the 50s, 60s, mainly the 60s, and the 70s as well, and 80s and 90s. Some people would say, his music is too smooth or a little too poppy or whatever, but I own like 20 or so of his albums, and I love them. So that's my opinion. So the joint I'm going to play is actually penned by Roy Ayers, and it is the title track to the album, Windows Open. So here we go. Herbie Mann, Windows Opened. And so there's some poetry on the back of this album cover. There's a few selections. I'm just going to choose one and I'm going to read it here. This one is by John Down, no title. Busy old fool, unruly son, why dost thou thus? Curtains call on us. Must to thy motions lovers seasons run. Yeah, just kind of an oddball poem. That was my first time reading it. And Herbie Mann, Windows Opened, the title track written by Mr. Roy Ayers.
Bruce, how long have you had that album?
This one, I would probably say, this particular copy, I think I've had it about a decade.
And what inspires you? Because what inspires you to go that way, man? Because again, from your age, brother, and the selections that you play, I always marvel at that.
I can't say. I guess, we're all a sum of our environments, so to speak. And I don't necessarily I definitely don't come from a jazz background or a background with, musicians in the family line and things like that. But, I guess there was just enough sugar, enough spice, enough everything nice that brought me, into enjoying Herbie Mann. But really, like a lot of people, I was making beats early 2000s when I was younger. Started making beats in middle school and high school and on through college and even into adult life. It's been a while, but my idea was grabbing a record, sampling it, because that's what I knew dudes did to make a beat, and that's kind of how I got into the whole record thing. Really, at first it was just to find samples, and then it was like, oh man, I like this song for more than the 5 second head nod loop that's that it got, and then 5 degrees of separation, you end up with something like that. So
funny, I've really been encountering a lot of people over the last couple of weeks that they've been telling me their stories of sampling. And I've never been sample guy. Like they were always, everybody was asking me, man, you always have all those records. I know you sample like a mug. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like I really don't. I would play along with things, but I've never sampled. If I heard something like a perfect example would be Michael Cooper, Dinner for Two. I heard that drum. I heard his drum pattern in the beginning, and I kept working on my sequencer until I could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been the sample guy, but like, I'm really understanding like East Coast dudes, like that's really a big thing,
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things, I guess, there's a lot of different angles to it, but coming from my background, it was like, okay, I didn't grow up playing instruments and,
Okay.
when it came, I didn't grow up in a musically creative, family or even have those kind of friends around me. So, or at least that I knew of.
Yeah.
So when it came to a point in my life and I had this creative energy that needed expressed, it was like, okay, here are the tools in front of me. You know what I mean? And I've seen, older guys use those tools. So, hey, I'm going to use these tools and I'm going to make something happen. And I think that's the spirit of it. Where it goes from there, I don't know. People make up all kinds of rules for sampling and this and that. I don't pay attention to none of that talk. Never did. It's just like, here are the tools, let's go at it, And
Yeah.
I think it would be wise, or I wouldn't say inevitable because sometimes it's not, but I think it would be wise for those of us or anybody who is sampling to actually, look at the material as more than, sample material, And I think you really have to do that anyways if you're really going to do something good with it. You have to you have to understand, that little segment, whether it be a loop or a short little chop or something, was part of a bigger whole. So how are you gonna make your creation, a bigger picture too, as well, just using that little splice? You have less to work with. It's like Miles Davis playing trumpet. He didn't use a whole lot of notes. It was only one, it was shorter intervals, or longer intervals between notes for a lot of his stuff. It wasn't lots of flutters and ups and downs in the register. So it was like, how can I use just these few notes and paint a big picture, as opposed to somebody who might do a whole bunch of notes to paint that, to fill that picture, but I'm still giving you an impression. So it's like, how are you going to use that sample, that little portion to make a bigger impression? So I guess there's so many ways you can go into that. And I've been going on a little tangent here. So
No. It's wonderful because not only did your tangent help me find my song, but your tangent also it also brought me to something that I felt was very important that we shared. Last week we had 5D. We were talking about 5D, and man, within like 24 hours, man, like his numbers grew. Well, I'm happy to report right now that they had a goal of $3,000 for his site, for his GoFundMe page. And as of this moment right now, it's $4,379. So everybody who was a part of, that's right, man. Clap. You know what? We're gonna clap that up right now, man. We're gonna clap that up, man, because 5D is one of our own. And you know, the beautiful thing about this is just GoFundMe. You know, that's not the PayPal or what came to his Cash App. So hopefully, you know, everything that came in was able to help, you know, in what they needed, man. Because anybody who knows, man, getting your house broken into and ransacked and all of that kind of stuff, man, A, it's a violation, but B, when this is how you need your equipment to work and to eat, that's his job. His job is DJing, you know, and Texas is open. You know, his job is making tracks, and you know, your equipment is gone. It's like, you know. So shout out to everybody, man. You know, not only the DJ community, but everyone who took the time out, you know, from this show and everywhere else, man.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to y'all.
very
Shout
beautiful.
out to y'all. So what you got picked out for us, brother?
All right. Well, as y'all see, I had to come out of the Darlene shirt because we're getting ready to we always start off the show, and last week a lot of people hit me up and was like, Daryl, I thought you always play the first song was always somebody that you knew. And I was like, well, you know, it was funny, man. Like, people pay attention to those things. So thank you guys for doing that. You G-checked me. I appreciate that. Last week, yeah, they G-checked me. So last week that was about 5D. So I felt like that was, you know, fitting enough for that. But this week, there's a little story behind this album. I'm going to play a song from Jerome Robertson and Praise here. And what's funny about this album is this. I was in the recording studio. What's up, Ologist? All right, your good friend Ologist, man, just popped up on us, man. So we got to definitely say what's up to the homie, man. Thank you very much. And I heard some of your project. That was kind of nice, real nice. I was in the recording studio a day or two after Valentine's Day, and down in Long Beach, and I was talking to this gentleman who was trying to get me to drum on his project. He heard me drumming on someone else's, and he was like, "Hey, man, why don't you can you come in here and lend a little something?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know," but it was a half-hearted yeah. So in that conversation, I was telling him about a keyboard player that I went to church with. His name was Jerome Robertson, and my aunt Sonia sang in the group, and there was a female drummer. Her name was Tangela Allen, and I was telling them how cold they were. And the gentleman listened to me, and he was like, wow, man, I've seen that name before. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, I had a tape many years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know this was on vinyl. Well, I went in the recording studio last night, and I was in there. We were finishing up some things with whomever I was working with, and the gentleman was in the B room again, and he came out and he said, "Hey, brother, do you think that you recognize this person?" And I looked at the album cover. I said, "There go my auntie," you know. And he was like, "Yeah." When you said Jerome Robertson in Praise, he was like, "I found this album. I had never opened it." He was like, "But when you said it, it was like I felt like it was yours." So, you know, I had to drum for the brother last night.
Wow. So that's beautiful. Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is, man. And this really it made my heart. It made my heart really warm, man. I'm about to get emotional. Singing the Spirit is this album. Jerome was the person who showed me keys. Jerome was like a big influence in my life, man. I'm not trained on anything, man. I just learned little things here and there. Tangela, the lady in red here, Tangela, she's the drummer. Tangela was the one that showed me how to play the drums, and my aunt is the lady on the far end in all white, closest to the camera right there. So, man, it was beautiful seeing this, but I'm getting ready to feature a song. The title track from the song is called Singing the Spirit, and you're going to hear my aunt, she's Sonia Womack now, she's really my godmother. I call her my aunt. But yeah, man, let me go ahead and play this before I get choked up because I hadn't talked to her in a long time, and man, and she always reaches out to my mom. So you know what I'm saying? Like where's
All
your
aunties matter.
yeah. All aunties matter. So we're gonna play this song right now, man. Sing in the Spirit, man. Taste it.
I used to sing just because I was gifted with the song. I used to sing just to please so many people, and not realizing that my reasons for singing were wrong.
Can y'all hear?
Then one day, in the midst of the song, I asked the Lord if He could hear it. Then He answered unto me with sweet words that set me free. He said, just sing to me, you must sing. Sing with understanding, and you might be a blessing, giving praise, honor, and thanks to God above. Sing that God might be magnified, and that the body of Christ might be edified. This is what we must do. Sing in the Spirit.
Sorry about that over modulation in the beginning of that, y'all. Again, this song, man. I was listening to this earlier today, getting this together, and I literally just broke out into tears. It was really something that I hadn't heard this in so long, and just the I think I'm over modulating a little bit, so I'm gonna pass the thing over to Bruce, and you know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna play this thing again because that's what we do. I'm not gonna disrespect this song, but I have to come back and do this. So I'm gonna pass it back to Bruce.
Yeah, it's all good, brother. Because number one, that was a beautiful song. That was a beautiful song. The chords, just the slow build. Wow, and it's awesome that you're carrying on the legacies of those who nurtured your own musicality. But for the joint I'm gonna play here coming up is. I'm sorry, I got my dog Coltrane in my lap. I just knocked
What's
him
up,
in the
Coltrane?
head with the record.
I'm still over modulating now.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Hey, y'all, it's live. Get down.
Hey,
man.
yeah, it's live. It's all live. Coming to you live tonight. Say it again, brother. You good. Sounds like you all right.
I've seen exactly what it was. I switched things around in here so much, Bruce, man, that I touched on the knob and flipped everything. So sorry about that, y'all. But we're going to get that right.
Yeah, run that back, brother. Run that back.
All right, we're going to try this one more time. We're going to start this thing over. Hold on 1 second. I appreciate everybody for vibing with us, but I'm going to send this clip to them. So it's only got to be right. It's only got to be right. So if I tell the story again, because I'm going to edit it, I'm going to tell the story again, and it's going to work.
Yeah, man, brother, go ahead.
Peace to everybody. All right.
Yes.
This song I'm getting ready to play for you guys right now. See, to show you that's that radio in me. This song I'm getting ready to play for you guys right now is very special to me. It comes from an album in a group called Jerome Robinson and Praise, Singing the Spirit. The gentleman in this group, Jerome Robinson was the gentleman who showed me how to play the keys. The drummer here, her name is Tangela Allen. She's the person who showed me how to play the drums. And the lady here on the end is my godmother. Her name is Sonia Womack. And how I came across this album last night in a recording studio. Initially, when I first spoke of this group, I was talking about them in the recording studio, and a gentleman that was he was a couple rooms down. He just came over to fellowship with us, just talking. He was hearing me drum on somebody's album and was like, "Hey man, you think you could drum on my album?" And I was like, yeah, I think I can. But I was half-hearted when I said it. I didn't really give. It was really like a no, you know what I'm saying, without saying no. And what ended up happening was I was in the recording studio last night, touching up some things and listening back. And the gentleman walked over to me and said, "Hey, is this the Jerome Robinson and Praise that you were speaking of?" And man, I ended up drumming for the guy last night. It was almost like, bro, I don't even want your money. You had this right here. This is more than money. And I was listening to this earlier today, and it just broke me down into tears, man. Just thinking about, like you said, thinking about my journey in life, and three of the people who were very instrumental in my life are on this record. So the song I'm going to feature right now is called "Singing the Spirit." I hope you guys enjoy it. If there is anything else, we'll just deal with that, y'all. But "Singing the Spirit," that's what the name of this song is, and I'm getting ready to play it. Taste it.
I used to sing just because I was gifted with a song. I used to sing just to please so many people, and not realizing that my reasons for singing were wrong. Then one day, in the midst of a song, I asked the Lord if He could hear it. Then He answered unto me with sweet words that set me free. He said to sing to me, "You must sing in the Spirit. Sing with understanding, that you might be a blessing, giving praise, honor, and thanks to God above. Sing that God might be magnified, and that the body of Christ might be edified. This is what we must do. Sing in the Spirit."
All of those high notes that you heard, man, that was my auntie Sonia, man. So shout out to Sonia Womack. I love you. Shout out to Jerome Robinson. Shout out to Tangela Allen. You guys have been so instrumental in my life, and I just want to thank you all for everything that you've done for me. If I've never said that before, I am a part of your legacy, and I will always be thankful to you guys.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, brother. Amazing story. It's funny how the love keeps going around, and that's something we always harp on here on Music is the Key, is talking about that love factor. It's not really about the music, or it's not really about the records themselves when it comes to the whole possession factor. It's really about how do these songs, how do these vocals, these lyrics, how do they resonate in our lives, and how have they resonated in our lives, and when we really get down to the crux of things, the sound of music really the sound of music is really what brings us together. You know, so when we talk about love and music is, you know, it's one and the same. You know, and regardless of how you take in that love, or what flavor you like that love to be, whether you like that a little rocky, whether you
Mm-hmm.
like it a little reggae, whether you like it a little R&B, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
like that flavor, it's still all love. You know what I mean? And I think when you really start to appreciate music as just that love, then you can really even appreciate, you know, people's stories. You know, you don't have to have lived that person's story. You don't have to have like that style of music, but the love is fulfilling. You know what I mean? It's all pervasive, and music is the key, man.
I'm finna show you something that's even crazier about this. Carlos just joined us, man. Shout
Hey,
out,
what's
Los.
happening, Carlos?
I'm finna show you something that's even crazier though. What's a common theme to a lot of the records I play? William Bell. What's a common theme to a lot of William Bell records?
Headline
WRC.
news.
This was on WRC, and
Yeah.
it was executive produced by William Bell.
Oh,
All of this time I've known Jerome, I did not know that he was signed to William Bell's record label. So now when I give this man a call later, because I'm actually going to send him this clip, we're really going to have a long conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, man, just music is the key. Music is so many different connections, man. And take it away, brother Bruce.
And to make a connection here, this is the same William Bell. For those who might not know, this is the same William Bell who famously or infamously sung "I Forgot to Be Your Lover," which
That's right.
you know really had a resurgence in the early 2000s, just as like a popular soul song.
What was that? Jaheim? I forgot to be.
Yeah, Jaheim redid it. Yeah, and then touching back on our whole sampling thing, Dilated Peoples,
that's right,
out of LA, sampled that, and The Alchemist, also out of LA. You know, really brought that to the forefront for a lot of hip hop heads. You know, so music keeps going around, and I guess continuing on this LA theme, I was talking about Roy Ayers. Now, this isn't a LA native. He was a transplant by way of Brazil. And by the time he came to the States, he was already a legendary musician, arranger, composer. And this is Moacir Santos. And this is his debut album for Blue Note Records, Maestro. So Blue Note Records moved to LA in either the late 60s or the early 70s. I think it was early 70s. And, you know, started recording in LA, and, you know, George Butler took over as producer for a lot of these sessions. And so Moacir, he came to the States probably not on the tails, I want to say, but Sergio Mendes had come to the States a few years before and really, you know, hit a stride and a lot of popularity. So Moacir Santos, you know, whatever his story was, I don't want to tell it for him. You know, he ends up in LA and records 3 wonderful albums for Blue Note Records. 3 wonderful albums for Blue Note Records. And this is the first. And the joint I'm going to play for this, from this, is April Child. And it's my favorite song on the album. And I'll stop trying to describe it. I'll let the music do itself, its own justice. So here's Moacir Santos, April Child.
Ain't new. It's hiding in the depths of you. April skies have softly settled in your eyes. A subtle hint of things to come. A glimpse of the millennium. You're the glow of hope that tomorrow brings. You're a heart that loves and a soul that sings.
All right, so one thing about me is I like things that are just happy. I like music that is happy with like melodies that are almost childlike. It's just my favorite sound of music or feeling from music. Music that makes me feel like a child or reminds me of my own childhood in some form or fashion. And so for this song, in two ways, the melody is really bright and playful. The rhythm section is crazy because it's not just a straight 4/4. He has that, Brazilian touch to it. So it sounds simple, but it's complex. So there's that aspect of it. But then the lyrics of the song, which Moacir wrote, I'm going to highlight a few of these lyrics because they are just amazing to me. They're simple but amazing. And he says, "You're the glow of hope that tomorrow brings. You're a heart that loves and a soul that sings." I mean, it's so simple, but it's like, you're the glow of hope that tomorrow brings. I mean, that's poetic, man. That's so poetic. And then he says, later in the song, "My thoughts and fears will be reconciled if I spent my life with this April child." So evidently he's talking about somebody he loves very dearly. And, that's deep. Like, my thoughts and fears will be reconciled. You know what I mean? They will, he got it all in context for himself. He's able to, move forward, if I spend my life with that April child. So shout out to all the April childs out there, who are the glow of hope that tomorrow brings, who reconcile thoughts and fears. Much love due to all the April children out there. And I think it's not April right now, but it is Women's Month. It's always time to celebrate women.
Come on now.
I think
always.
There's a lot of female April childs out there who definitely are the glow of hope that tomorrow brings. Because if we want to have a future, we gotta uplift the women. They've got to be the ones guiding. They're the guiding light. Bringing life into this world. So, April Child, Moacir Santos.
And April Child brought my daughter into this world. So shout out to that April Child. Her name is April, so shout out to her. Even though we ain't like that, but shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Praise the Lord. All right, praise the Lord. Shout out to Deidre too, man. Deidre said she was digging the vibe today, man. So we have to definitely shout out my good people down in the strong beats to y'all, bro. This next song I'm getting ready to play for you guys is by a gentleman named Dr. York. Dr. York had a lot of stuff going on in his life, but I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on what he had going on musically. What a lot of you may not know is because she produced a song for him called "Don't Stop My Love." I'm not going to play that song, though, but that is actually the B-side of this. And yes, Dr. York had some moderate success in the 80s. Real cold love songs. But the song I'm getting ready to play right now is called "It's On Me." Again, I don't know anything about the religion side of what he had going on, and that's none of my business. But I'm focusing right now on "It's On Me," and let's go ahead and taste it.
This love, I know. Let's try again. Please, York, don't go.
No, not again. I think I'll just remain your friend, 'cause I can't take the pain. I know you're not to blame. see, you see,
It's on me. It's on me. It's on me.
yeah, it's on me. Don't you see? Don't you see?
It's on me.
On me,
It's on me.
on me. I can't take the pain.
To blame. Oh no.
Now you see.
I'm about to get out of that Dr. York, but this is one of them songs that I listen to that just it takes me to another world. I love how they borrowed that oh no, oh no. They got that from Bobby Womack and Patti LaBelle. It's just when you take something from a song, man, make sure you take the best part. And just the way that they executed that on this song, man, It's On Me is just one of those type of songs, man. It's everything that Dr. York has made, I think I've purchased. Again, I purchased this music before I found out any of the stuff, the Nubian stuff and all of that. I didn't know about none of that stuff, man. You know, I've made my first purchase actually when I was down in Augusta. I was at Pyramid Music, and that's actually where I bought this at. Oh, shout out to the Austin Boogie crew. I knew I had this. I was holding up the record with that. But I was down in I was down in Augusta, and I was like, man, who is this Lawrence Fishburne looking dude? And then everybody's like, oh, you don't know about Dr. York? And I was like, no.
They said it in that voice.
Yeah, like you don't know about Dr. It was an old man. He came in there. I was like, no, you know. I didn't know, bro. Like, you know how that goes, man. When music people come in, oh, you don't know about this? No, I don't, bro. It's okay. Like, but man, they broke it all down, and I really had only bought his records because of "Don't Stop My Love," because of something that Kashif had, purchased. I really didn't know much about him, but yeah, man, he made some cold love songs though in the '80s, man. Some real cold love songs. So if you want to delve into that water, go ahead and do it. If you don't, it's all good. What you got, Bruce?
Well,
See how I got out of that?
Well, what I got coming up next, I don't think it has the same kind of backstory that Dr. York.
You mean you don't know about Dr. York either?
But I dig it nonetheless. And this is what actually was the cover for this week's show.
I like that.
Yeah, man. So this is Escriño y suas pastoras. So that's Escriño and his, pastoral girls. So I guess he was the leader and they were the singers. So going back to our International Women's Month theme, or I can't say theme. It was just the last thing I spoke about when I was speaking. But, still got to big up the women always. And so it's an all female chorus backed up by a samba band. This is from Brazil. And it's a Brazilian pressing. It seems to be kind of an obscure little rootsy samba release. It's just vocals and drums, no other instruments, all percussion. I can't remember where I found it. I found it in Baltimore at Own Guru Records. Rest in peace to Alan, who was the
record store again.
Own Guru. I don't believe it exists anymore. The owner, Alan, he had passed away a few years ago. But he was very instrumental in introducing me to a lot of Brazilian music when I was searching for things, and African music. I would always go down to a shop asking for fela. Hey, you got any fela records? You got fela records? He's like, man, they don't just pop up all the time. I was talking about, African pressings or, other pressings. Like, hey, man, they don't just pop up. But I was young. I was like 20, 21, 22. Like, hey, you got these fela records? And, I got 2 from them, but that was in a few years. So I think it was just the allure of me, getting into Brazilian music at the time and this cover. I mean, The colors are just amazing.
It really is.
The drawing is amazing. And what's dope about this too, which is kind of rare, is even though is a Brazilian record pressed in Brazil, it actually has all the song titles and the liner notes translated in English. So it can be a cool study guide too. And yeah, fiending for Fela. That I was definitely a Fela fiend when I was young.
The Theologist was curious about this based off of the cover. He said,
"Oh yeah." So it's a really cool record. It's just a rootsy. I like really rootsy sounds, like from cultures around the world. All acoustic. It's just awesome. I sound like a cornball there saying I like rootsy sounds from cultures all around the world.
Hey, brother, you said it. If I'd have said it, you'd have been on my head. So I left it alone. But you know I was getting ready to light your ass up.
So part of me sounding like a Starbucks CD that you buy at the counter. Yeah, so this is Esclinho e Suas Pastoras. And the song here is a cover of Baden Powell, Tam Du, which means like have pity, excuse me. So here we go. This is really one you got to turn your speakers up for to get maximum effect. So yeah, and that's Tham Do. I said Tham Do. Have Pity by Esclinho e Suas Pastoras. So yeah, man. And this is actually one of the tame songs on the album. They're all like really upbeat. I mean, like 120, 130, 140 BPM. And changing tempos throughout the song. Some really heavy drumming all on this album. If you can find it, cool. If not, I'll put a song in a mix one day. So yeah, this is it right here.
I like that a lot, man. And shout out to everybody that's hitting us up for the interaction, man. We made sure that we wanted to let everybody know this show is 100% interactive. And we got some good messages here. Oliver just said he met Justin from Pyramid Records. He met him at JB's for. So
shout out to our brother Justin.
Yeah. But I'm confused. So he must have came after I left Atlanta. Oh well, if it was a Wax Fundamental set, it was after I left Atlanta.
Yeah, it was Wax
Fundamental. If he met him at JB's, because I was about to say he would have definitely had been there when I was there. And Brother Carlos said, Master York, Master Teacher. Dr. York, Master Teacher. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, man, shout out to Dr. York, man. Again, I love his music. Couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, man, these shows all run together. We were talking about compilations. Let me come off of this screen right here and bring us back. Well, coming back, we were talking about compilations and
yes, we were.
How we were well, let's address this first before we get started. The cover art is really tremendous and it seems fascinating. It seems very fascinating, and I think I'm gonna hunt that album down. I'm gonna hunt that down. We were talking about compilations, and I was telling you a lot of times for me, compilations might have a song that I might have hunted for, or it might have been something that I didn't necessarily know I was going to like that was on there. Such is the case for the song I'm getting ready to play for us right now. The reason why I speak of compilations is I told y'all last week I was gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I've been helping the music supervisor for a little show that comes on FX called Snowfall, and how they find a lot of their songs is off of compilations. A lot of people don't know that, but a lot of the songs that you hear on Snowfall is off of a compilation. So the song I'm getting ready to feature for you guys right now is called You Bring Out the Best in Me. And it was on a compilation album that I bought many years ago. I want to say I bought this like in 2016 and 2017, actually, because that's when it came out. I never opened it. One time. As a matter of fact, I just opened it right for this show, just right now.
Exclusive.
Right. If you could find this song out somewhere, please buy it. I've searched high and low, and I didn't realize that I had the song, to be honest, until I was watching Snowfall. Maybe about 2 months ago, I was just watching Snowfall, catching up on the episodes, just checking out a lot of the musical vibes. Because it's set in LA in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. I was just checking out a lot of the music that they had in there, and I was like, man, just doing some homework. Man, I know a lot of these songs already, episode. I forgot what episode I caught this song on, but it was on season 3. Anyway, this song called You Bring Out the Best in Me was playing in this nightclub scene that they had. And I was like, what is that? So I started hunting through all of my stuff. Like, do I have this? Got on Discogs and found out it was a part of a compilation that I just had sitting here. For some reason, I brought this back from Atlanta the last time I was in Atlanta. It was and I was grabbing some records, and I don't know why I brought this back, but I just brought it back. I was like, well, maybe I was probably just going to give it a listen. But you guys going to understand why I love this song. Again, Destiny and Time Band, or DIT, You Bring Out the Best in Me. Not tell me that ain't cold, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely a jam right there.
So for those that are ducking compilations or that are too proud to get a compilation, you crazy. Because you find little gems like that, like this, on compilations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these compilations are filled with tracks that you probably can't find. You know what I'm saying? It might have been just a very limited pressing. And shout out to whomever compiled these to put this together. I can't say either one of these gentlemen's name. I'm gonna let you guys decipher it. As a matter of fact, just find the album, man. You know, I'm not even gonna be unprofessional because some people can't even they won't see it, they'll just hear it. So hey, if you guys can find the American Boogie Down, make sure you get this. This is wonderful. I know a lot of music heads. Oh man, I have that. Okay, if you got it, you got it. But for those that us that don't have it, go get the American Boogie Down.
Yeah, I remember when I found that OG, and no, I'm just fronting. I don't got the OG.
Hey,
I would
man,
have to comp it too.
a lot of times it's so funny, man.
You ain't got the
because
original? That ain't original.
Bruh, I don't care. What's so funny is a lot of times, man, especially in the funk realm, man, so many. It's like a sin to not know a record. Oh, you don't know that? No, I don't know that, bro. Like, not one person knows all music. So, if people could just get over that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. We're not. No one man will never know all music, but the key to music is just sharing it, man, because it's always that person that it may connect to. So, yeah, you bring out the best in me, Destiny and Time Band.
Yeah. So I got one more.
We'll do one more.
We'll do
and
one more.
And I'll have all my sound issues fixed by next week. I don't know what's going on in here today, man, but yeah, it's all good.
Oh, well, we good, brother. We good. So I'm gonna end off on an upbeat note. I don't have another LA themed record to play. So Deidre, you might not be able to LA bop to this joint. But you know what I mean? You definitely could move. And we're gonna go all the way to Cuba for this one. And aptly named, this group is called Grupo Afro Cuba. Very simple. I found this record in Toronto at the Live Convention, the Live Convention record convention. Shout out to RC, who usually pops on by to catch us. So if you're watching RC, you know, salute to you, brother. Hopefully Live Convention will happen again this year. But this album is a jam. I bought it for 10 Canadian dollars. Why does that matter? It doesn't matter at all. I just had 10 Canadian dollars and I had never been to Canada, so it was cool to spend those colorful dollar bills. And the joint I'm gonna play is can I remember the title off the top of my head in another language? Que sensación cuando la vi. That's what it is. Que sensación cuando la vi. And what does that mean? It's like, what a sensation, like when you live, like how great it is to live, I think is a rough translation for you. And yeah, this is a jam. So it got tons of percussion. They got electric keys. They got a little synth later on in it. It's an 8-minute cut, 8-9-minute cut. It's a jam. It's a jam. Afro Cuba. Que sensación cuando la vi.
Cuando la vi, fue una sorpresa inmensa o mucho más. No sé si fue alegría y realidad, fue el asombro de verla junto a mí. No sé si la nostalgia revivió nuestro amor para un momento así. No sé decirlo. Aquel momento ha sido para mí algo que yo jamás podré olvidar. Hoy me siento más fuerte y más feliz. Tengo lo que soñaba sin cesar. Siento el peso de nuestro bienestar. Y con razón nunca podré.
So yeah, man. Grupo Afro Cuba, que sensación cuando la vi. You know. And
So
you know
that was some of the best 10 Canadian dollars you ever spent in your life, huh?
it was one of the only 10 Canadian dollars I've spent in my life. But hopefully that won't be all the Canadian dollars I spend in my life, because hopefully I end up there once again. So yeah, that's a jam, man. It's a jam. You know, salsa is, you know, Afro-Cuban, you know, derivative music, created in New York, you know, mainly by Puerto Ricans, with influences of, you know, Afro-Cuban jazz and soul music. And here it is being then reinterpreted in Cuba in 1980. So, you know, it's just funny how styles just mix, and, you know, they get in different people's hands, they change, and then, you know, they go back, and it's really just a way of, you know, bringing people together. It's really cool just to see how people put their own touches on their own music, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, shout out to Cuba.
Yeah, shout out to Cuba.
I'm getting ready to close the song, this show out with something that was released on the 17th of February by Saucy Lady. The track I'm getting ready to feature right now is not Bad Bunny that's playing in the background out here in downtown LA. But
we don't hear it. We don't hear it.
Oh man, it's a war. It's a war right now between that and music is the key in my household right now. So shout out to Bad Bunny for whatever he does. Man, Bad Bunny's killing them out there, man. Like for real, for real. If you know anything about Bad Bunny, man, like he is that guy. Yeah, I just had the opportunity to kind of learn a lot about him over the last year. Bad Bunny is that guy. I would put him head up against Drake any day. Like I didn't realize like what it was. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But anyway, see what happens. Music is playing in the background. But let's focus right now on Saucy Lady. This was released on the 17th. This is I actually have been listening to it through my Bandcamp app, which I purchased it from. It's another Star Creature release. So shout out to my good friend Tim Zawaza up there in Chicago, Illinois, and everything that they're doing right here on the Star Creatures label. Again, the song is called Panorama. I just opened it right now for you guys. So let's go ahead and listen to it, man. Panorama. Let's taste it. I love the new wave feel to this, man. Anytime you can do this and you can bring this thing back to what it is today, I love it, bro. Like, you cannot go wrong with new wave to me, man. Like, if you don't do it right. And this is done right, man. Anything that's done on Star Creature to me is done right, though. So if you guys have the funds, man, and you can go purchase this Saucy Lady, please go buy that. If your funds are available and you can buy this album, go get it.
Is Saucy Lady the name of the track, or is that the artist?
Saucy Lady is the artist. The name of the album is Delirious.
Okay. Is that Saucy Lady playing the guitar or no? Or shoulder synth?
There you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already know I done been popped enough, so you're not gonna have me involved in that. No, Daryl, it's called a shoulder synth. Don't let these suckers say guitar. No, you're not gonna have me doing that, bro. Yes, that's her. That's her playing that. Make sure I know I think they have some regular vinyl, but this is a special colored vinyl. I like it when they do things like that, man. Just a little more bang for your buck, you know. One thing I can tell you about one thing I can always tell you about Star Creatures is if you guys are music collectors, you'll get the most for your investment. Just trust me. Listen to me. This is me giving you a tip. Star Creatures releases normally double and triple the value very quickly because they do limited releases. So if you guys have the opportunity and you can buy this record, get it now. Because if you wait and think you're going to try to get it 3 to 6 months from now, you'll understand that on Discogs, the price would have backflipped at least 2-3 times. So trust me on that. Trust me. When you hear something on Star Creature and you love it, please make sure you go out and go get it. Tim will definitely co-sign what I just said. Ologist just said, see? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ologist just said here true. For the people listening, Star Creature, always on point. Yep, always up in price. So make sure that you go ahead and invest now. Invest because they put out some great music.
Yeah, there was a few releases they did, and I missed it, and I'm not paying the Discogs prices. I'm good.
Hey, let me know what those releases are, and I'll see if I can pull a couple of strings.
Okay.
I have some good friends up there, and I pulled a couple of strings. I'm not gonna pull them all the time, but let me find out what they are, and let me see, because it kind of helps to know the owner. So let me see what we can do. We might can pull some strings. Now, if it's something real crazy, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Ain't nothing I can do for you. But we'll see what we'll see what kind of strings we can pull, man. And shout out to everybody that's on that label, man, including our good friend Donnell Pittman.
Hey.
Yeah.
So it's another episode of Music in the Key. Music is the Key in the books. It's been a good evening, hasn't it, Daryl?
Oh man, it's been a real good evening, man. I got people texting me right now like, man, I need this record. So I will see if I could purchase this record. I'm not going to use the favors. This not for something new. I will purchase the record for whomever this was that just texted me. But yeah, we can't use the favors for the new stuff. We got to purchase the new stuff. But we're gonna see what we can do on the older stuff, man. But this was a very good show, and again, I moved some things around before I did Night Rides earlier this week. So,
which is amazing. People, you need to go out and check that out if you haven't listened yet. Night Rides and Slow Jams. Check out the last volume.
Yeah. I'm working on some
sound. Yeah.
I'm working on some original stuff too, man.
And we see the shirt. Whew.
I'm working on some original stuff, man. That'll within the next couple of weeks we're gonna start seeing some things roll in here, man. We won't be drinking water out of just regular water bottles. That's all I can say right now, man. I can't tell you right now, but I think a lot of you guys are gonna love it. You'll be able to add it to your morning, and music will definitely be the key. And that you see what I'm doing with my hand. So yeah, man, it's getting ready to be some things rolling in here, Bruce. Oh, it's gonna be some Milwaukee Buck color things coming in here too, man. It's gonna be some things coming in here, Bruce. So yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about what's getting ready to happen, man. And yeah, man. The segment that y'all saw today was the last day that y'all saw me. I'll be wearing somebody else's garments. You know what I'm saying? Everything from henceforth will be something that I designed or something I probably already had in here. But I'm not wearing nobody else's garments no more, man. I'm not doing that. Except for, unless it's Darlene again, man. Shout out to Darlene, man.
Shout out to Darlene. Happy belated birthday.
Always got to shout out to Darlene. I took it off like a monster, man. But this is going in a frame, man, just because, you know what I'm saying? I've known Darlene for a long time. So just the fact, man, that she signed that thing for me, man. She didn't even have to do it. She was like, Daryl, you don't have to. Yeah, I do. That's family. So shout out to Darlene, man.
That's a powerful shirt. That's a powerful
shout out to
shirt.
everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, this is going in a frame. And once we get the spot secured, not this one, but once we get the spot secured, you guys are gonna see a lot of things changing, man. But yeah, Bruce, man, how you want to take us out? What you got going on? What you got coming up? When's your show?
So my debut on Universal Rhythms Radio, which is based out of the UK, London, will be debuting on the 13th of March. So I guess that's in about 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
The 13th of March. Yep. That's 4 to 6 p.m. UK time, which is 11 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 9 to 11 p.m. Mountain Time, and then it would be 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Coast Time.
So that's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
Okay.
So yeah, I got that coming up. I got another volume of dedication that is close to being finished. Working on that now. I got some of the records sitting to the right of me, as a matter of fact. So yeah,
I'm sitting here like dedication. I know what that is. Like
yeah, man. So that's what I got coming up, man. Dedication. I'm really eager to get this one out, and I'm really eager for the Universal Rhythms radio debut. My show, Everything is Everything. So yes, that's what I got coming up, man.
I can't tell y'all who the guest is for the first. We bring a ticket out on the Groove back. I can't tell y'all who the first guest is, but you guys, I shared a little bit with Bruce. Woo. For those of you guys that don't know, Take It Out on the Groove is a show that I started in 2011. First guest was actually Karen White. I'm serious about R&B. R&B ain't just something I just picked up on. Or I heard Bruce play a song and let me put a mix together because a bunch of songs that Bruce played. No, R&B has really been my life, man. It's been really everything that encompasses who I am, and I like to interview those artists. But I'm bringing that show back, and we just waiting on a confirmation. We just waiting on one person. We can't do it without the other. One without the other. That's all I can say right now. But I've been looking at my phone the whole time we were doing this show because we're waiting on one person, and once we get this other confirmation in, it's on. But the 15th of March, something special is getting ready to happen again, and you'll be able to see it like you see us right now. So yeah, it used to only be audio, but now it's gonna be audio and video. So man, it's getting ready to be beautiful, Bruce. Man, I'm trying to change the game on this end, man. I'm trying to change the game, bro. That's all I gotta say.
You got the energy, brother. You got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, man. I'm taking everything back, man. That's supposed to be mine. Like for real. When you sit back and you be quiet, you see a lot of people starting to do what you do. When people think that you're not doing it, I'll say that much.
Let them know. Let them know how you feel, bro. Let them know how you feel.
I'm toning myself down because that end of me will come up. But when you don't do things, you just notice a lot. And all I gotta say is it's going to be a lot of spankings going on. I won't say nothing else. I won't say nothing else. But you guys have a great night, and Bruce,
Yes.
close us up.
You know, this has been another episode of Music is the Key. Thank you all for tuning in, talking with us while we got this going on. Shout out to all the YouTube viewers. Shout out to all the Twitch viewers.
Hey,
Shout
and hit
out to all
the bang that like
SoundCloud
button
listeners.
too.
Yeah.
Hit the like button on YouTube. If
Yeah.
you was on YouTube, hit the like button.
Yeah, yep. Hit that like button. If you listen back on SoundCloud, you know, hit that like button. So it's all love. Music is the key. Bruce Phillips, Daryl, peace and love.